Morning. Gonna do a little walk around the neighborhood here through the back streets. I ate there yesterday. Really good. Anyway, today I want to talk about the top three things that I am grateful for about my past self. And the reason I want to do this is because this reframe for me, I think, has been the most influential in terms of changing behavior, in terms of expressing gratitude, in terms of zooming out on life. So, the first thing is showing up to the gym and working out and getting consistent working out and building muscle. I mean, this really started like I made a video a couple days ago, maybe a week or two ago, talking about this kid who was on his phone in the gym, and I was talking about my story getting myself into the gym. I started by literally just going to the gym first thing in the morning and doing the elliptical machine for like 25 minutes and watching YouTube the entire time. Like that is how I started. And so my perspective is whatever you can do to like take those small steps, do it. And I feel like I'm finally getting to a place where I am impressed with what I'm seeing in the mirror. And I just can't help but keep thinking like this is a direct result of my past self just showing up to the gym, working out with a weight training workout. Doesn't really matter like what. My workout is not that complicated, and just eating enough protein and food to gain weight. And it's just, I don't know, it's such an interesting reframe. Like, there's no one else besides your past self that got you here. And I can't help but extrapolate that into, okay, well, then what's my future self thinking about me right now? Pushing like a little bit harder on this workout, or even just showing up to the gym. Like, he's looking back at me thinking, I'm grateful for you showing up today. So that was number one. Number two is becoming insanely money conscious. Back in, I don't know when this started, 2020. Really with the inspiration from my grandmother, who suggested I start a budget. I went deep into the personal finance space of YouTube. I was watching personal finance videos like literally every day. And I became insanely money conscious to the point where, like, I was gonna say borderline penny pinching, but I think it was like actually penny pinching. And I think the way that I want to approach this is that I'm working on changing this behavior now, because I don't think it's the right mindset, but it's what got me here. And so I have to give the credit and express my gratitude for that mindset which got me here, but I don't think it's the mindset that I need now going forward. And so yeah, I am like making a lot of money from my job and not trying to keep up with the Joneses. I think was a huge thing that I'm grateful for. And yeah, I think that's the right way to put it. It is the mindset that got me here. And I think it was the right mindset to have, but it's not the right mindset going forward. And so, I don't know. I can't, I was kind of, I'm thinking like, oh, do I say like, if you're just starting out, have a penny pinching mindset? I don't know if you should. But my perspective, it works for me. So that's number 2. Number 3, they honk a lot here. Why? Because, well, if you look, there are no stop signs, and there are no stoplights. Each intersection is just a free-for-all. I love it. Anyway, the last one is I'm grateful for my past self for documenting his thoughts and struggles and trying to figure out himself, basically. I mean, this went back into college, really. I started making these notes, like trying to just figure out pillars of life and where I am on each, and ideas and myself. Oh, this looks cool. Let's go down here. And I translated that into, in 2020, I started these habits where for 30 days, one of my habits was just going to write a thought. Literally write a thought every day. And I did that for 30 days. And then I was like, I kind of like this, I kind of like being, trying to express my thoughts into words, and, I kind of like the process. And after that, maybe a month or 2 later, I was like, I kind of like this video thing. Or I think it would be a useful skill to have long term, to be able to practice getting comfortable speaking on camera. And so I was like, okay, well, what's a easy habit that I could do? This was all I just read Atomic Habits by James Clear. And so one of my 30-day habits was, after my morning walk, I'm just going to come back to my apartment. I'm going to set a timer for 5 minutes, click record, and I'm just going to sit there until the timer goes up, and then I'm going to go out, on with the rest of my day. And the first one was so awkward. Just talk about whatever, or don't. And that process was, I have so many videos. I can't wait to rewatch. But now it's like all of those moments that I journaled, that I captured, that I documented, all of those videos that I made, I now have a lens into my past self. And every time I reread a journal entry or something talking about my mindset, where I'm at, what I'm struggling with, every time I feel this, I haven't been able to express this in words yet. It's like this warm, fuzzy, nostalgic. It's not really, I don't know if it's nostalgia, but it's this warm, fuzzy feeling of gratitude. Because I have perspective on my past and the journey that I've made since then. And that is a really powerful thing. Anyway, 3 things that I'm grateful for that my past self did. Showing up to the gym consistently. Not even consistent. I can't even say consistently. Like on average, I think in the past year and a half, I think on average, I go to the gym like 2 or 3 days a week. It's like, it's not even, everybody's like, oh yeah, you gotta go 5 to 7 days a week. Like, just starting somewhere and appreciating it, you know? And then, it's just so aesthetic. Becoming money conscious, having a penny pinching mindset, budgeting everything, documenting everything. And then the third one, capturing his thoughts, struggles, documenting that mindset. Because I mean, at the end of the day, when I get to be 80 and I'm sitting there, reflecting on my life, I think those moments of seeing the lens into my past self, into my 20-year-old self, my 25, my 30, my 35-year-old self, and seeing that perspective, watching it like a movie or reading it like a book, like you were there. And so it's better than a movie because in your brain, your own neurons are firing about your memories. And what's better than that, So anyway, that's what I got for you today. See you tomorrow.